Here, back with some more Mario is Missing done right. So, sorry if you were expecting Mario Maker, but that's what we're doing here. We're at the end of this game, really. So, if you haven't played this hack, this could be spoilers for you. Maybe you don't want to play the hack, and it could also be inconsequential to you. So, I think what we need to do here... I can't use the star. I have to get rid of that now. Let's run it back. So what I've been doing, Paxton, and whoever else is looking at this, is abusing this item hut because this last castle, although they let you start from the checkpoint, there's like various forms of Bowser. I don't know how many are waiting for me, but we run through at least 3 of them and could not beat them all. So it's been very frustrating and everything, and the rage meter you see at the bottom. I'm not in the green. I'm pretty much like a medium right now. I could get to the red. I felt like I should have been at the red. I felt like that last one where I just ended the video and started a new one should have been it. Like Bowser flashed, and I was like, oh, we beat him! And then it's like, oh, actually you didn't. Actually, there's some more garbage coming up. And there was no power-ups or anything out there. You didn't see Peach. You didn't see Mario throw up anything. Like, hey, bro, here's some help. It was like, nah. Nah, you're on your own. Goodness, okay. Got through this. And by now, we've kind of mastered all of this. That's the thing. Almost got screwed over there. Alright, so we needed to do this and land here. We see that. We needed to fall here. Move out of the way there. I didn't, unfortunately. Get out of my way. Alright, we need to let the screen progress a little bit. Now, if I could have taken 2 capes, that would have helped me out a lot. Alright, so here's the last part of this. That's gonna do its thing. Almost got screwed over there. Okay. So we let the flames go up here, and then we just jump over this, right? You're like, well, that's an easy Bowser. Nope, that's not the Bowser we're dealing with. It's this one here. Crap, how did I let that shell go past me? Oh my gosh, he jumped in the air. Then he switches to this. And then we get hit. Music switches up and everything. That's what we're dealing with right there. That is what's so frustrating about all this. Like, I was supposed to know that he was going to do that in the midst of all those turtle shells. Like, was I supposed to hit him with the first 3 as soon as they came? Or does he switch it up after the first time he's hit? I don't know. I don't know. But that was a lot if you saw all of it. Alright. We've got 1 life anyway. You might say it's not worth it to go all the way back here, but I feel like all it takes is 1. I feel like that's, if we just do it right like we were doing, that's all we need. Like, he just jumped straight up in the air, and that's what screwed me. I'm expecting to jump over him because I'm in the corner. But dag, I could hold that cape the entire run. It's possible to have both of those for me and make it. I just have to do it. But if I could have a second shot at that with 2 capes, oh man, we're gonna beat him. As long as we don't screw up, we're gonna beat him. Now I should be able to do without it, I just couldn't predict that movement. I think everything else I'm able to predict at this point. Alright, so let's keep it going. Not only am I out of energy, I feel like I'm out of stuff to really ramble on about. And it's like, oh, well, maybe just come back in a day or two and you're refreshed and recharged and less whiny. But it's like, no, I should have been done with this by now. I really want this to be over with. All right. Alright, we at least got this cape back. Come on, hurry up. So we're gonna need that for the boo-boo that's coming up in here. Now what we have to remember is when you fall... Oh my gosh. Well, don't worry about it now. And we lost that one too. Jeez. Wow! He just came up and just was there. Like, rather than hit you with a commercial break, I'm just like, nah, just keep it going. What am I going to do? Just beat it and then after the commercial, show you, hey, I finished it. You know, it's fair that it's the last level, but it's just also stupid that it's the last level. Wow. Not the ideal situation here to go into this like this. No. Gotta work with what they give you. Ha! Seriously. Well, we're running this one back instantly. Woo! See? And then that one is in the corner. You've got that first one that's there, and the one that's in the corner. And it's a whole bunch of garbage. Hurry up and give me the power up. Ah. Okay, I got through this. Got through that. I keep getting hit there, and it just makes me want to give up. It really does. Like, I just really want to give up at that part. Maybe we should go back. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, should we go back to the hut? Let's go back to the hut. Alright, so we got a star. We don't need a star, fam. We don't need a star. A star is cool and all. Would help solve the lack of lives problem, but that doesn't help us do what we need to do when it comes to taking on Bowser. It just doesn't. Yeah, stop talking. Okay, we'll take a star again, I guess. Whatever. Maybe we should try it with that. Let's try it with that. See what it does. And hold on to the cape? I don't know. That would be kind of weird. Let's hold on to it and see. That doesn't kill me. That still kills me. Okay. Just wanted to see. I knew better, but I just wanted to try and see. Totally knew better. All these game overs. We did well, too. That's the thing. We beasted most of this world. Like, there was that one magma level that was annoying. But other than that, we got through this pretty handily. And the star probably would have worn off, like, right here anyway. That's why I said, like, the star is just not practical for this level. This part, anyway. Like, if I could make it through it, and then, like, you still have to go through this room. So you're still gonna need that power up. Wow. Still got hit there. None of this is fun. This stopped being fun maybe like an hour ago. Honestly, it did. It stopped being fun an hour ago. Cola Kingdom Quest, didn't like how that one played out. This one is much better than Cola Kingdom Quest. It's just, what was I trying to do there? This is fatigue now. This is fatigue, y'all. Woof. I really should just be back at work. That's really what it should be. For those of you who didn't see, we were like 7-1. Not that far into it. I feel like yeah, because we started out at the castle right there. So, go. There can't be a World 8. I know that at this point. There should not be a World 8. Asking too much to do, like, 3 Bowser fights in one and no power-ups. It was really ridiculous. And then to give a star. Can't do anything with that. But, I mean, we'll what am I doing? What is this going to be? We wasted it anyway. Alright, let's leave. I wasn't even trying to come back in there a third time, honestly. I'm just like, hey, we got power-ups coming up, so let's just use those. And we just can't save coins for nothing. What if we just switched? Maybe switching allows us to save a little more. Or get more out of the cape versus, you know, not having a cape. Can you just get off the screen? Alright, and it's this section right here that's really the down. This is really the sad part of the whole experience, is because you get hit there, then you make it through this, only to run into the corner. And we were lucky that we made it through all that. It's just hard to remember all of that, you know? It really is. It's hard to remember all of it. And you have more boo-boo right here. Look at that. Like, I should have been able to take the cape with me throughout all that. So then we get here, and here's the big doofus himself. Oh my gosh. Like, automatically moved me to this part. We hit him, and then we got hit. I wonder how many times you have to do that. Like, it looks like you can hit him twice, and then you have to prepare for that third onslaught, you know? Alright, maybe we can try to be a little more patient at that last section. That's really the difference between victory and all these game overs that we're having, honestly. If I were to go back and watch this, that's really the difference. Is that, you know, we weren't patient when we needed to be. Like, we took a hit here, and we weren't patient. I guess we were patient there. It's that fireball section. If we could hold a cape through that both capes through that fireball section, we're gonna win. I just get antsy and get hit early, like right here with no cape. Get antsy. We got extremely lucky throughout all of that. That whole section right there was bad. Oh my gosh. That was stupid! So stupid. We're going back for power-ups. Like, clearly you see me make it through there without power-ups until I got the power-ups at the checkpoint, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to focus on everything, and I feel like fighting that Bowser with a cape, it slows down a little bit with the cape. So I have more time to land and get a shell, which is why that's crucial for me. Don't be a star. Why be a star? I don't need a star right now. You're hindering me by giving me a star. Give me some items first. Who is this calling me right now? Why do you keep giving stars? I don't need stars, y'all. And it's rare that it gives 2 stars in a row. Alright, I'll take that. I guess we have to rock with this. Alright, so let's just finish this. I might be mute the whole time. I don't really know. I just want to get this over with. Like I said, we're going to be playing different stuff after this, and deservedly so, because this was not... This was like, hey, let's make it challenging and not rewarding. I don't see anything rewarding about... well, we'll see. Maybe there's an ending that makes that much more forgiving, but I doubt it. If I look at the value of these A coins and how unimpressive that was, I don't expect a great ending here, if I'm being honest. Get out of the way. So stay right here. Alright, this is the part right here, that's the problem. Since we've got to get right here. We've got to see that that's there. Oh my gosh, can you go away? Here's this one. There's another one right there. And then we avoided the last one. Just barely avoided the last one. So, there's no more capes. We screwed that up. We needed to save the cape. Now we're going into Bowser without anything. They try to screw you over right there. You finish him right here. And then here's the part right here. It's like, this is just torture. So we've hit him here. He's going to jump up in the air. We want to stay in the middle, really. So stupid. We at least know what to expect. Don't land. Okay, there. Oh my gosh, what were we doing? I think we've got it now. We know that he's going to do that every time. Not just the one time. He's going to do it every single time. So we've got better at that, though. That was pretty much key there, was that we got better at it. Okay, we at least got confidence that we can do that even as small Mario. It's possible that I'm able to beat Bowser. Alright, we at least walk away with something here. Dang it, man. $63 coins. 66 coins. Made it here. This is pretty much the end of it here. We could survive it. Alright. We've gotta remember that he's going to be stupid like that. Okay, we got him here. Let him throw his shell. Hit him. Alright, let him jump and do whatever he's going to do. Stand in the middle. Okay, we got hit there. That wasn't ideal. And we're also on the left side, which also wasn't ideal. I had it. He was on my left, I should say. I needed to be where he was on my right. That's what we needed. Okay. Boom. This music is epic, though. I will give the creator that. Get off the screen. Alright. I feel like we can get right back to Bowser very quickly. Huh. Okay, well we have the mushroom, though. So what that means is double capes, right? We didn't have to resort to using it. Alright, so we get through here. Bam. We don't get double capes, but we have this cape if we can make it through all of this and get that one at the end. That's going to be critical. If we can get through this with the cape, that will be helpful. Okay, please move out of the way. Now we're in here. We needed to jump over you. Land right here. Hurry up and appear. That stupid thing is what kills me oftentimes. Oh my god, what was happening there? Did you see how awful that slowdown was? And for the first time ever, we made it through here with more than one cape. I know, even I can't believe it. As awful as that experience was, I actually needed both of those. I actually was hoping that I was proud enough saying I was going to do it with both of them. That was good, though. That was good. My hubris let me believe that I was going to do it, and I was going to get there, and then even mid-jump, I failed at it. It's all good, though. All good. I'm not salty or anything, though. The rage meter has been there the entire time. But you know what? We're back down to, like, a green, right? If anything that's making me upset is the fact that they keep giving me stars when I don't need that right now. Like, if the star kept going for the full duration and not just stopped when you went through a door, that would help me out a lot. Alright, we've got 2 of those. Fair enough. Okay. So I feel like, for me, this is going to be it. Like, if we can't get this done this playthrough, then that's just going to be it. We're just going to say we beat it. Well, we won't do that. We're just going to move on. I don't think I want to revisit later on and play this. Like another... No, I'm not playing this probably ever again, is how I'm feeling. And, you know, you're like, well, didn't you say you beat this back in the day? Maybe, you know, there was a demo for this. That's already here on the channel. I beat the demo. The demo ended like... the demo ended like in the 4th world or something. And maybe that wasn't this game. Maybe I got it mixed up with Polar Kingdom Quest. I think that's the one that had the demo, actually. I mean, I just can't win for losing here. See, everything here has to be fluid for me to beat it. That's the problem. Everything needs to be fluid. Which is why I keep going back to the item hut. Because this could have been an item hut right there. I believe when you look at how that castle is, there's something there that's an item hut, and then you go to the castle from it or something, maybe? Not entirely sure. Like, I'm really deciding now for those on YouTube if I'm even going to showcase all of this, because I can see how you'd be like, well, I got nothing out of it, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how y'all would feel about it. Or maybe I'll just put it up there for those who want to see, like, you know, the suffering, really. Some of these guys, you just think, oh, they're great because they edit out a lot of stuff. They edit out every death. They don't show you the behind the scenes. This is just straight up raw. This is straight up raw, my guy. I was ready to jump there. Wish you could keep a third cape on you. Oh, that almost got me. Okay. Like, he had to leap at me, like, stay away from where I am. I still get hit there. How many lives are we at? Are we at 1 life again? We are. Like, this could drive you to cursing, because it's almost like, you know, every game is supposed to be set up to where you could win. And this feels like, yeah, you might win, but like only 1 time out of 10. You know what I mean? That's how this feels. Like you're only gonna win 1 out of 10 tries. You can't consistently do it because everything is stacked against you, really, you know? And this is me starting from the checkpoint every time. That's the only thing I have in my favor. Is that I'm starting at the checkpoint, really. You could argue, well, you're also getting these items, too. So maybe that's why they feel like it's justified that this is with so much garbage before you. Like, I felt like I was in control of it until he jumped right at me. The problem before was him jumping straight up in the air, not him jumping straight at me. And of course, he jumps straight at you, then you're just small, Luigi, the whole way through and at a complete disadvantage. And that wouldn't be terrible if I had 2 hits on him. I don't know if he takes 2 or 3 hits. I mean, I don't know if he takes 3 or more hits, is what I should say. He should only take 3 hits with all the crap that you have to deal with. Because this is a, I don't know. We have yet to see. I really need to see what happens after this. I felt like at the front of the castle, should have been... I felt that should have been a power-up. Like right when you get to Bowser, should have been a power-up right there. And the sad thing is, there aren't enough coins in here to give you lives. Like, you're stuck. What happened there? I don't like that trade-off. It should have been 2 capes in here. I don't like how I knew that played out, to be honest. So that was like a troll fight there, right? And I just, on reflex, jumped. On reflex, I jumped up at him. Like, I'm good enough now to get to him without a power-up, right? But then you just get tired and fatigued on out. Go away. I deserved that one. I did. I deserved it. And let's see here. Let's run it back still. See, that's super stupid right there. That's really the only thing that could trip me up here. That and this right here. But I feel like if you get through that section... How did you get me here? With the cape, you're going to be moving... Wow. You're going to be moving pretty smoothly through here. Like, I just don't want to do it without power-ups. I get frustrated and say, let's just go ahead. And then I do alright, because, you know, I have the motivation. And then something like what just happens where eventually I'm not performing as well. And then I'm like, oh, let's go get a power-up. Because you know how much easier it is with the cape. Yeah, you probably heard me say that like 2 videos ago, but it's still true. There's even like a, you know, that delay with the turtle shells, right? But we got screwed on a trade-off. It should have been 2 capes. Instead it gave a fire flower. And I was like, what is this? This doesn't help. Alright, so let's beat this guy. Let's just put everything into just beating him. And maybe I need a moment to pause to get my bearings together. We've learned that when it starts out, when you're near him, do not jump immediately. Let the fire flames go up. And then you jump, right? That's what we've learned. Then we know that he sends out a homing flame, that blue flame, and that blue flame is what is kind of the little teaser. It follows you and everything, but after that come the 3. So if you can get around the blue, then jump over those 3, and once you jump over those 3, a turtle shell should follow. That's how it's supposed to go. Once he does that, and you successfully hit him with the turtle shell, what's going to happen is he's going to jump towards you, and then once he jumps towards you, not only that, he's going to what was I gonna say? Then he'll eventually jump straight up in the air, stun the ground, and when he stuns the ground, that's pretty much when you're in trouble if you are too close to him, because if you're too close to him, then he's going to, well, you'll see right here what he's going to do. Alright, so we're going to pause it real quick. I need to stretch my neck and everything and be in the moment. Just be zen. Let's get the rage meter off of here. I should probably have something to drink or something like that too. Take a deep breath and not focus on that. Just go in here like it's a brand new thing. Alright, so we hit him. Alright, we want to be in the middle. Good, he's on the side opposite us. Alright, the cape allowed us to do this. Alright, we hit him the second time. Alright, we also want to be right here again. Okay, cool. We did it! After traversing 7 treacherous worlds, but learning nothing about geography, Luigi has finally rescued his beloved brother. Yeah, I called it being stupid, but there it is. So let's see what credits or whatever they have. All by Gamma V, levels and map. I don't know if I'm having to, I guess I'm having to push through all these buttons. So all these other guys did extra sprites and everything. I feel like this could have been set up for like autoplay. So music is just people's names, not the actual soundtracks themselves. It would have been nice to know that. Special thanks to God and Super Mario World Central. Okay. Alright, so that was Mario is Missing done right. We completed it. You saw it here live. This will be on YouTube at some point. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry it took so long. Next time we're going to play something different. These hacks will return. But I think I want to take a little break from these after how stressful this was and play some traditional Mario games. So stay tuned for those. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I hope to see you again soon. If I don't, remember, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out.
Captain Sensation!